Good afternoon, you beautiful brave hearts all over the world. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf. This is DocStar TV. And guess what? 3, 2, 1. We've got this. Okay? All right? We are Braveheart Nation and we got this. Today I have with me Maria. And today we're going to be talking about gum disease and tooth decay. Okay? Now guess what? The whole thing is a setup. I want to read something to you. And I'm going to take, if it's okay, Maria, I'm going to take about 10 minutes to lead into this. And then not all of these things are going to be your problem. I'm going to show you that we're all set up, okay? And I'm going to speak the truth. And usually when we speak the truth, we have a few people that go, he doesn't know, but we'll see. We'll just do it for fun, okay? All right. In North America, we have a candy holiday. That would be Halloween. Followed by a pie holiday with ice cream. That would be Thanksgiving. Next, cookies and candy holiday before the big boozer holiday at New Year's. Okay, and we call it the flu season rather than sugar poisoning season. Now understand something. Sugar poisoning season is all year round. Does everybody know that we eat 100 times, not 100 pounds, 100 times more sugar now than we did in the 1900s? 100 times more sugar than 1900. And in the 1900, they actually, when they would see somebody with a tumor, okay, or with a tooth decay, they would go, oh, wow, we may never see this again. Well, let me tell you something right now. It's only begun to have fun. First of all, let's talk about gum disease. And gum disease is actually bum disease. What? It is. Gum disease is bum disease, and I can prove it to you. And your dentist, if they were so bloody smart, they would tell you that if you want healthy gums, oh yeah, there's things I'm going to teach Maria today on how to have the healthiest gums in her life, the healthiest teeth in her life. But if you don't have a healthy bowel, you will never have healthy gums. The front door is the mouth, the back door is the rectum, and the mouth reflects the health of the last part of the large intestine. And I'm right, and if anybody wants to get on and challenge me, my phone number is 469-861-8884, and it's a USA phone number. You could call me on my 800-855-900, 800, boy, I don't even know my own name, my phone number, 885-900. 4544 extension 5. Now listen to this. Here's the deal. So, stagnation causes putrefaction, causes infection, causes inflammation. Now, you ready for this, everybody? Guess what? How many people know that bad breath is called halitosis? How many people know they don't call it bad breath, they just call it halitosis to make it sound like a medical disease, because that's what they do. They want to use medical names because we're just too stupid. Well, we're not stupid at all. And guess what? They were stupid the way they got trained, okay, in using these big names. And everything's Greek, right? Like arthritis means inflammation of the joint. Fibromyalgia just means pain of the muscle fibers, okay? All right? Do you get this? Cancer just means stage 4 inflammation. And guess what? That's all that is. And understand, people don't even understand what cancer is. That's not why we're here today. But I'm going to do a whole cancer one a day tomorrow and talk to you about how I feel it is. You don't have to believe it, but guess what? I will give you logic where 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. Now, here's the deal. Everybody that has bad breath or halitosis has worms. So you better get it. And you need to understand something else about the mouth when we talk about tooth decay. How many people know that your mouth, your teeth, are the only place in your body where your bones are sticking out? Those are bones. So the only thing that's going to eat away the bone, okay, is if in the area there is acidity, bad bacteria, okay? If the actual pH of the mouth is off, which most people's is, because they're putting the wrong stuff in their mouth. So if you put things in your mouth that are acidic, you're going to have a highly acidic mouth, right? Okay? And the other thing is this. What do you think happens? Why do people have bad breath? Does anybody really know? You know, people don't even think about this. They'll go buy mouthwash, for God's sakes. And they'll go in and they'll start swishing their mouth with all of these toxins. And guess what happens when you use mouthwash or use anything from the pharmacy or from your dentist? It goes in and kills the healthy microorganisms to create the pH balance in your mouth. And then guess what? Now we got worse bad breath and we got more tooth decay. How many people know that? So here we go. How many people know that you have to get your teeth cleaned all the time because you're actually hot air rises? You ever see a hot air balloon? Well, guess what? Your mouth is the front door, your rectum is the back door. And guess what? If you have your own private manure pile down there, which 99 out of 100 people have, because 99 out of 100 people have parasites. And that's not me. That's a truthful medical statistic if you want to talk about something. And believe it or not, most people are in big trouble today because they are full of worms. So just know this. Now, where are we going? Well, this has a lot to do with the mouth. And the reality is if you've got stagnation of waste, and guess what everybody says to me? I've got great bowel movements, Dr. Wolf. Yeah, compared to your bad ones maybe right now, but most people don't even know what a good bowel movement is. So the reality is you got your own manure pile. How many people here have ever been to a farm? Did you ever go out where the manure pile is and stick the pitchfork in because you were looking for worms, maybe to go fishing? You'll see gas come off of it. Well, guess what? You ever have this experience? I bet some of you had it last night. Or this morning, I should say. You roll over to give your partner a kiss, and he or she goes, oh my God, please don't kiss me. Go brush your teeth, please. Somebody maybe 10 minutes ago pooped in your mouth. So the reality is bad breath always smells like poop. Just go like this. It smells like poop. Where do you think the plaque is coming from on the teeth? It is actually poo particles that are microscopic, that are rising up with the hot air gases into your mouth. And why do you think people have the whiteness on their tongue and they have to do that skin scraping? Okay, that's because they're rotting in their bowel. Okay, you don't have to scrape all of that scum off your tongue. Okay, or brush your tongue with your brush. If you're not rotting inside, your tongue should be pink or very close to it. Okay? All right? So understand that. So the reality is I don't have bad breath. I don't have stinky armpits. I don't have a stinky groin. Okay? When I sweat, I don't smell at all. And I'm telling you, it's not because I have a sinus problem and I can't smell it, because I don't stink when I sweat because I'm detoxified. Guess what? Guess who stinks? People with gum disease. People with tooth decay. People with bad breath. They stink. They stink. And you'll even see their shirts. You can see that yellow stain. Well, guess what that is? That's actually waste from your large intestine that you backed up. And it's backed up into your lymph system. Why do you think some people, they don't sweat anymore? I don't sweat ever. I don't matter what I do. Well, that's because you've corked up all your pores with poo particles. And guess what? Some medical doctors, scientists say they're not poo particles. It's toxic waste from the large intestine. And guess what? Your lymph moves very slowly because it's like molasses. And if you don't exercise and you don't keep your colon moving properly, and if your liver backs up, then your lymph backs up. And that's where all of these problems come from. So everything is about detoxification. So wait a minute here, Dr. Wolf. You're telling me that if I pulled the cork out of my butt, okay, and I lowered the toxic load in my large intestine, by doing maybe daily cleansing tea, black gold, and I did the ultimate coffee enema, okay, and I did that for maybe every day for 20 days. And then if I was a woman, I did vaginal infusions. Oh, you'd be as sweet as a rose. You wouldn't have infection. You wouldn't have anything stinky, whether it's your mouth or your vagina or your butt. And you definitely wouldn't be smelling out here. But guess what? If you start to cleanse, people go, oh my God, I started cleansing and doing your stuff, and now my pits even smell worse. And I go, well, then you should use our Fresh and Clean spray. It's a fulvic spray to start sucking the waste out, because now we got things moving and we broke up the beaver dam. Because things get dammed up, because you get backed up, because everybody thinks they've got really good bowel movements. So, excuse me. Now, why would we have tooth decay? I already told you. Because the pH in the mouth is wrong. It's not right. So all we're going to do is we're going to walk through with Maria today. We're going to find out what symptoms she has, what her history is, what her diet is, and I want to know her diet on the worst day. And if she lies, I am a lie detector. I'll be able to tell. Okay? Just know that I can. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Bear with me. 1 second. Okay, so now, like I said, hot air rises like a hot air balloon. You've got halitosis. Okay. Now, let me ask you, Maria, if I've got halitosis, okay, and bad breath, and I said that those were actual bad bacteria and particles of fecal waste, very small, and they collect in your mouth, do you think they might infect the gums a little?
Possibly, slightly.
Oh, really? That's not slightly. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, okay? Now, the other thing is, depending on your stress levels, if you're really stressed and you've got a lot of tension, believe it or not, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your face, okay? I told you that your body will pull calcium from the closest bones.
100%.
If the pH is off in this area, even in my jaw, you'll see people who are angry all the time, people with jaw problems, you'll see they have osteopenia, osteoporosis in their jaw. I'll tell you all the things that you can do to reverse this. But we're going to talk about your lifestyle, okay? All right, so you're talking about gum disease, which I said is bum disease mainly, okay? But it's also what you get in your mouth and things that you use to actually disinfect your mouth. What a lot of people don't understand is they use a lot of chemical stuff from the drugstore. Well, just know this. Everything from the drugstore is, let's say it together, is poison. Everything from the drugstore to sterilize your mouth is killing the good bacteria and the good microorganisms in your mouth, and it's destroying your gums and destroying your teeth. All right, so let's know that. Well, let's know that fluoride isn't good for anybody, okay? And let's know that dentists are not a doctor, whatever his name is, he has nothing to do with health. He gives people root canals, which 1 out of every 2 women who have breast cancer have a root canal on the same side as the breast cancer. We also know that I just told you about, in North America, we have a candy holiday followed by a pie holiday, next a cookie holiday, and a candy holiday before a boozer holiday, and we call it the flu season rather than sugar poisoning. And we do that all year long. Okay, between wine, between alcohol, between even bread. Even bread is very not too far off from sugar. Did you know that? Oh, yeah. Okay, even dairy creates inflammation in the body. No dairy, no cow byproduct is good for any human being. We know that scientifically. But look at how are you going to tell people to stop milking the biggest udders in the world? Okay, because that's all we did. We looked out there and we said, oh my God, what has the biggest udders? Oh, that over there. Let's milk it. Okay, but understand that it causes inflammation in everyone. So we're going to take a look at your diet and we're going to look at the riot that it's causing inside of your body. And I promise you that if you do this, first of all, I'm going to go through things and I'll tell you right now what you will need to do. And then we're going to talk about your situation. And then we'll go back and tell you what you need to do again so you can go back and look at this. But if you were on Dentagen twice a day, and you're on Merigen once a day, and we did that for just 3 months, you'll see a minimum of 30% difference in your bones. That's right. And in your not, bones in your teeth, because that's what they are, they're bones, and the bones in your body. We'd also want you to clap. When you use our clapper, that purple clapper, and you clap your jaw, you will create more stem cells that will help to heal your jawbone and stem cells to actually repair your teeth. If you were to clap this part of your jaw for about 5 to 10 minutes here and 5 to 10 minutes here every day, you'll see a difference. Remember something, that will increase circulation. If you were to also, okay, get what's called silver bullet gel, that's all I brush my teeth with, is silver bullet gel. I put silver bullet gel on my toothbrush, and then guess what I do? I put what's called Healthy Mouth. I'll put 4 to 6 drops on. Then what do? Then I just put a sprinkle of black gold humic fulvic. That is so inexpensive. There's no toxicity there. Silver bullet gel is the strongest antibiotic. It will only, it's nature's antibiotic. It'll only go after bad bacteria and negative organisms. And guess what it does? It creates an environment for the positive ones that stay in your mouth. And then the Healthy Mouth essential oil that we sell, it goes in and it disinfects right away. Okay? Now, the other thing is what we put on is humic fulvic black diamond. And guess what that does? That whitens your teeth. And that goes in and drops in 70 micronutrients, and it will pick up all heavy metals in your mouth. It'll pick up heavy metals, viruses, bad bacteria, okay? And it'll drop off 70 micronutrients, and that's all we need. And it will capture parasites, okay? So, and understand, we have small microparasites in our mouth, okay? Now, so once we've done that, then what I'll do is I'll just take like 4 to 5 drops of Healthy Mouth, mix it with some saliva, swish it around in my mouth really good, and then I'll spit it out. There was a time when my gums would bleed, okay? There was a time when my gums were receding. That doesn't happen anymore because I know how to bowel cleanse. I know that, guess what? It's not gum disease, it's bum disease. So I know that. I know that I have to purify my blood, but the only way to get really purified blood is to actually do cleanse your liver. And how many people go in and know how to cleanse their liver? You know what they'll do? They'll spend money. They'll spend money on things orally. Well, guess what? That's got to go in your mouth, then down into your stomach, and then it's got to go into your intestines, go into your bloodstream, and then go to your liver. How powerful is that? It's not. It's a waste. You go in through the rectum and you do what we call the ultimate coffee enema, not just a coffee enema, because everybody's got what? Everybody's got autoimmune disease. They've got leaky gut. And when you've got leaky gut, if you don't use black gold or tummy love in your ultimate coffee enema, you'll reabsorb the waste that your liver was getting rid of. So understand something. Do you think that healthier blood would make a difference? Do you think a cleaner, stronger bowel would make a difference when your large intestine is 85% of your immune system and your bacteria are really known as the second brain because your bacteria make up 85% of your large intestine. And when your large intestine is a healthy environment, then you're not unhealthy. And now you can cleanse your liver. And if you do those two things and then you do the mouth thing, like I said, and then some people will take IGF 300,000, which is IGF-1, which the liver used to make when you were younger, and it sets down the bone matrix in your teeth and in your bones properly. And then the Merigen and the Dentagen are going to give you the strongest teeth in the world. Let me tell you something. I can tell you stories, but if you go to my calcium ion therapy guide in my library, and you go watch the calcium ion therapy videos, get ready to have your mind blown, okay? Because that is the only calcium ion therapy that I know of on the planet, and it's all scientifically based. Do you know how powerful it is? I'm not allowed to sell it in my store. And it's not because it's dangerous. It's not because it's legal. It's because the FDA called me and said, we can't stop you from selling this. But guess what? You put it in your store and we'll shut your website down. It's totally non-toxic. And guess what? What do you think it takes care of? Everything from A to Z. Do you understand? Everything. Calcium ions, they are what do the communication all the way down to the cell level. Did you know the calcium ions, this calcium therapy will actually pull the calcium that you lost out of your teeth and out of your bones? It's still in your body. Why do you think your joints are stiff? Why do you think you can't think properly? Okay, why do you think we get kidney stones? Why do you think we get gallstones? Why do you think we have a calcium deposit in our breast? It's because we're so acidic and we're pulling the calcium out of our bones so that we don't get cancer. Because the calcium that you're losing the calcium out. If you're not eating sugar and drinking alcohol and you're not some kind of terrorist, just mentally destroying yourself, then guess what? Then all of this is going to be so easy to reverse. And it is. It's going to be so easy to reverse. The problem is, what happens is you go to a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing, and guess what that causes? Stress. Nobody wants to lose their teeth. And nobody wants gum disease, because if you got gum disease, your breath ain't good. That's for sure. And I said ain't. And it ain't good. Your breath stinks. Okay? And you might not even know that, but just do this. And come really kind of deep. And you know what? Go deep from in here. Why? Because guess what? We're going to bring the hot air from the bowel. So, and then you're going to smell it. And that's all you got to do. And you're going to find out that it's like 99 out of 100 people, they just smelt a fart. And guess what? Does anybody know that you can't smell a fart unless there are actually micro poop particles in the air that you're snorting in?
Wow.
Thank you. So anyways, just so you know, okay, 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. And a dentist is not a health doctor. Okay? He's a terrorist. And most of them are. And you know what? Their silver fillings are, what are they? What are they? Hold on a second.
Mercury.
Yeah, they're 40 to 60% mercury. And way past the EPA. And do you know why they put that in your mouth? Because they don't know anything about health. It's not their fault, but it is, because they're very ignorant of the fact. But the reality is they put the mercury in the mouth of the young children that ate all the candy and the sugar that rotted out their teeth, because we know that mercury, guess what? Once you put one filling in, mercury can deaden a child's pineal gland in 6 weeks.
Wow.
It's continually dripping into the bloodstream and goes right to the pineal gland. Now we calcify the pineal gland, and now guess what we got? We got a child that's dumbed down, a child that's ADD. This is all part of this whole plot. Okay, so just know this, that guess what? You just have to wake up to it, love. Just wake up to things and put a smile on your face and know that the world's not going to change. Only you can. So if Maria, if you change your thoughts and you take some of these new thoughts on, which means that when we get done here, I'm going to send you my perfect day guide, okay? That's a 525-page manual in a PDF. There is no manual like this. Everything that's wrong in your body on an emotional and physical level is in this manual. And it tells you what to do for that certain thing. Nobody's ever done this. I mean, everything's in there, from the vaginal infusion to the coffee enemas to the clapping to the one-shot therapy, telling you what to do and how to do this. You can take your life back if you decide to read the manual. Okay, now. So let's talk about you. Go ahead.
Where do we start?
Well, the reality is that by the time that people get to me, they've went to their dentist and they've been abused. They went to the medical system and they've been abused. And then they come to me and they're neurotic, psychotic, but they're not. It's like they go to all these professionals, and the professionals tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. It's in your head, and do these poison, toxic things, and you're just going to be better. So go home and shut up. Right. So, the reality is I want to know the important things, because if you were to tell me every frustrating thing that's on your mind, we would both go crazy.
Yeah.
We would.
Sure.
And you know what? You are not crazy. You are not crazy.
I know.
The whole plan out there is to make every damn woman crazy. Look at this. What do? They give women a manual and say, you look after your children and your husband. Oh, and by the way, if we didn't give you this manual, you would have been better off. But this manual is going to help to undermine your health and your family's health, and you're going to feel less of a woman.
And you are forgetting the most important thing. Say women over 25, we are no good.
You're cutting out.
I'm being sarcastic right now.
You're cutting out.
Oh, I'm moving. Never mind. I'm not gonna repeat that because that was just a silly joke.
You know what? It's okay to have a silly.
It's
It's okay to have a silly joke. No, you just cut out. Give us back the silly joke. You can't give us a silly joke.
Unplug this.
What are you doing?
Oh, trust me, I have no problem. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Your internet's not that strong.
It's so weird because I'm like sitting in one place, and let me turn on that, or maybe that will help. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay, take your time, love. You can take your time. I got things to do here.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we have perfect connection because I was like so looking forward to this.
Well, you're coming through clear right now. I'm just waving to some people on Instagram.
Wave at them. Wave them in. Wave them in, Doc.
Yeah.
Let me know if it's any better. Let me know if this is any better, and we can go to town. And we can.
Okay, that's better. Go ahead, love.
Okay, so what I was saying is you forget the most important thing about, how valuable women are by the dogma is that women over 25 are useless, right?
Yep.
And what I believe, having been a woman and, self-healed myself through so many things that were doomed, to be the end, is that women are the most powerful force in the world. We are the source of life. And if we can be in our power, we are basically relentless, and we give way to everything.
Yes.
And that's why this opposition is being so strongly directed at us and anything that's feminine. And when you said the dentists, with all due respect, I call them butchers, because I have visited so many of them, and they all just wanted to do the most brutal things to me. And every cell in my body, what I've learned through all this, Dr. Daryl, is I trust how my body responds to what comes at me. And the reason I still have my teeth, even though I have these issues that we're talking about now, is because I just did not let anybody butcher my mouth. Because I knew that.
Okay, can I cut? Go ahead.
Sure. I was just going to say that the wisdom of my body that created me, I trusted that to bring me the answers that I needed. And that was not going to come at the expense of taking out all these God-given, beautiful, healthy teeth.
I get it. Okay, so here we go. I spent $250,000 US on dental. Well, you didn't need to. And I'm going to tell you something. People are getting ripped off. The dental industry is a scam. Okay,
Yeah.
So understand that. There's a lady saying, I'm really scared about getting a root canal. Never get a root canal. There's no such thing as a healthy root canal. And that's the God's truth. Get it pulled. And then if you were to go on Merigen, one Merigen, go look up Merigen and look up Dentagen. Go to my library and look up CIT, calcium ion therapy. Now, it is more expensive than the other things, but the reality is this. How about in 6 weeks to 3 months, where they pulled the tooth, the whole bone is grown back.
Wow.
Okay, so you can say, you don't know what you're talking about? Well, we have tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of testimonials, and that's the God's truth. You can tell me that this stuff doesn't work, but I'm telling you it does work. I want to know a story. So just about a little boy. So this little boy is 11 years old. He's the shortest in his class. Shortest in his class. And guess what? His teeth are growing upward. And they said that, guess what? It's going to cost $40,000 to $50,000. Okay, so he's 11 years old. The mother, okay, if you don't believe me, I'll give you her name. Her name is Rami. She lives in Prosper, Texas. And she has all the proof. She can show you. She took pictures. In an 8-month period, her son grew 6 inches. Well, on the Merigen. Okay, and when he was taking the Merigen, his teeth from growing up, he didn't do anything else. They're now facing down. Okay, and it took 6 months. Because calcium ions, they are the most intelligent thing in the human body. Okay? All right? Yeah, just know this. Dentists aren't very happy. They live shorter than anybody else. So just know why. Okay? All right. Receding gums, is there anything one can do about that? Gum grafting doesn't sound okay to me. You didn't have to gum graft. And we already talked about everything that I'm telling Maria to do. And everybody, if you missed the show here, all you got to do is go to Doc of Detox, DOCOFDETOX on Telegram. All my shows are there. They're all there the next day. They never leave. Where this is way down in the feed, and then when I'm a bad boy, they block you from me. Okay, so, and I'm bad all the time. I'm bad to the bone, bad to the tooth bone. Okay, all right, let me see here. Trying to see here. I'm going to move this just a little. Should I pull my tooth that has a root canal? Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't believe in x-rays because they're radiation. But the reality is this. If you need to, get one x-ray done on it. If there's a lot of infection in there, okay? First of all, I would never have a root canal. Just know that. I would never have a root canal. So can I show you guys something? Okay. You see these? These are 2 implants right here. They wanted to do root canals. Can I show you something? My teeth were never looked after by my mom and dad. God loved them. You know, my dad, when we would go, this is a true story. God, I feel old when I say this. The dentist would say, well, it's 15 to fill, but it's only $10 to pull. Okay. So I want to show you something, everyone. So I'm missing a tooth right after. So anyways, I live in Puerto Rico and Florida, but mostly I live in Ixtapa, Mexico. And that's the beach right there. You can't see it. But my dentist, I can see her building right over there. And that is the most, it's the most advanced dentistry in the world. Every one of the dentists are women. And so now we've got loving care. I don't need a man touching me. And the reality is, guess what? They all do only one job. There's 10 of them in the office. One does this, one does that, and that's all they do. They specialize. And guess what? I paid 20% of what I was going to pay in the United States.
Seriously.
20%. Okay, I'm not kidding. I don't make this stuff up. Can't lie. You're going to get caught. So anyway, so now in 2 weeks, I'm going to go in and get that implant put in right here. Okay? So that's it. Always go for an implant. Never go for a root canal. Big problem. Okay? Now, the other thing is, if you were to really clean up your bowel, your liver, most people aren't going to do it because guess what? Let's just see how well you do during Christmas. Oh, come on, just one more drink. Come on, one more shortbread cookie. Come on, one more piece of pie. Okay? Come on, just a second helping of the gravy and the dumplings and the potatoes. Let's go. And everybody's going to overeat and they're going to rot out. Wait till you don't even want to go into the bathroom after Christmas dinner. Because guess what? The wallpaper's coming down and it'll burn your eyes just from the gas. And guess what? And then guess what? In the new year, there's no such thing, okay, as a pandemic. The only thing there is, it's called gas ass. That's the only pandemic. Okay, it's called gas ass. Do you get that? I hope you get it. And that's coming out the back end. And that's because everybody's rotting out. And guess what? You're never going to even hear of me having the flu or the cold. I never have the cold or the flu because I just don't do what you do. I don't poison myself. Nobody can tell me, Daryl, come on, have another toke. Geez, I don't even want the first one. Daryl, have another drink. Oh my God. I limit myself to 1 Corona. I walk away. I limit myself to 2 shots of Mescal with my sons and my daughters. That's it. Because that's a buzz, thank you very much. And now I'm going to go drink water, and I'm not going to have a hangover. And the other thing we do, we structure all our liquor. So we run it through a structure water unit. And if you do that, you'll never get a hangover because it protects you. Everything is frequency. You know, but I'm not going to be a big drinker because guess what? I have to be a big thinker. I got big things I want to do on this planet. And if you have any addictions, you will never fulfill your passion, your purpose. And I just said that. And if you do, you will die young because you will burn yourself out because you'll be running on stress. You won't be running on energy, like life force, spirit energy. You know what? I gotta tell you something. And then I want to get to you, Maria, and I promise I'll be quiet about me. Enough about you, Daryl. So the reality is listen, my last addiction was coffee. Okay? And I always thought, oh yeah, I just want to have that one coffee. I'm allowed that. Come on, I don't have any other addictions. Well, I gave it up because it was starting to make me feel nauseous because I've been really bringing myself up and I've been really like meditating and praying and just trying to bring my vibration up to get ready for what's going to go down here around the planet. And I mean it. I just want to have my act together and I want to be there for people. So anyways, I come off the coffee and I'll tell you, it smashed me in the face. I was 5 days with the most nauseating headaches. And then guess what? I did really good. I've been doing really good. And then, okay, some things weren't going my way. And I went and had coffee for maybe 5 days in a row. So now I just came off the coffee again. And I'm just getting over a terrible headache that I've had for like 3 days and a gripping in my neck. Guys, it's poison. Coffee itself tells your brain you're not tired, and it steals the energy from your vital organs. And it actually will cause, coffee causes organ failure. And I knew that, but I just thought, I'm only doing about, 8 ounces of coffee a day. Well, my God, just trying to get off 8 ounces of coffee, it kicked the living crap out of me. Anyways, let's talk about you, Maria. Do you have any questions about what we've been saying?
Basically, so I'm loving the hope and the truth.
Oh, no.
All of us.
No. The courage that you have, the love that you're going to have for yourself.
Yes.
Hope don't float. Can I say something? I hope I get well. I hope he loves me.
No.
I hope I go to heaven.
Exactly.
I hope. That hope is a bad word, and so is sorry. The two of them,
Exactly.
Okay, they're bad words.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let me just. So I'm loving the fact that you gave voice to the truth that's been in me, but which is basically a lifeline, and what I would want to know, and we're gonna talk about like just the details that.
Oh,
you need to know.
Maria, how come you're not nervous? You're just
because I'm chill now because
you know what Maria said to me, guys, just before we came on. I can't come on. You can't show my face.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
And do you know why? Do you know why you're on? Because guess what? You are helping people more than I am.
Exactly.
And guess what else? And guess what else? Can I say this?
Sure.
Isn't it make you feel stronger now?
Oh God, yes. And
don't keep the door shut, girl. The world needs you.
And you know what? In a way, when I was asking, if you can just like have me in incognito, which is true, but that small voice in me said, no, F it, because this is I wanted to do.
What F it? Does that mean free it? Free it.
There you go. Exactly.
That means free it. Let it go.
Exactly. Because I'm not here to take an hour from us. I'm here because I want to be free. And that's why I know I asked you that question, but I knew that I didn't want to be incognito. I wanted to claim it, face it, and say, I set you free for good, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And I've struggled for I had a really bad car accident 10 years ago that basically in the medical system I was declared disabled. And that diagnosis just didn't sit with me. And, so I've created a miracle in the being of me. But because of the traumas and everything, like a switch went off. I started to turn to, I didn't go on any medications. So, but what I started doing is I started eating sugar on the daily basis. And I started struggling with an eating disorder on top of it. In a way, that in itself saved my life, but it also caused the detriment that, I'm facing right now with the cavities and
Okay, but I'm going to tell you that if you get on Black Diamond in your drinking water and you do 1/8 of a teaspoon for every liter you drink, and make sure you do at least 3 liters a day, and you take at least 80 drops of my Ormus minerals. First of all, my Black Diamond is the only nano-humic fulvic that hasn't been processed with chemicals. It will go in and grab all heavy metals. It'll grab the acidity. It'll grab the GMOs. It'll grab the toxicity. It will grab blood parasites and brain parasites. It goes into the cells. Now, the Ormus minerals, you can go look at my stuff. My Ormus minerals, the minerals actually come from the Antarctic melt-off. And not the climate change melt-off. Oh my God, please, I want to throw up. Anyway, so, but I won't. Anyway, so those minerals have the highest electrical charge that are coming off the Antarctica. Did you know that? The highest electrical charge. They are the strongest electrolyte drink that you can take. I've got 92 trace minerals in there, And then what do? It goes through a 3-week process of becoming Ormus. So Ormus will actually work on the etherical, on the emotional body, and these trace minerals, if you do 80 or more of those, and you do the black diamond in your water, you're going to say, this tastes really great. And then you're going to go, oh my God, I am feeling electrical. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to alkaline you, and it's going to bring up the electricity in you. Because understand something, you got to get this. When a person leaves their body, there's no electricity left. Sick people have very little electricity. People that are healthy have a lot of electricity, baby, you know, and that's it. We are electrical magnetic beings. So everything that I do has got to be based on frequency and vibration and bringing up your electricity, okay? Remember something, the environment dictates what's going to live in your mouth. The environment dictates what's going to live in your bowel. The environment dictates anywhere in your body, right down to your cells, what's going to live there depending on what comes in and what goes out. And understand something, most people are just garbage cans. Do you know how many? I'm going to tell you something right now. 86% of the population has 2 or 3 more autoimmune diseases. Did you hear what I just said? So people are just putting anything in their mouth, and they made their body into a garbage can. If you could look at it this way, Maria, my bowel is a compost. Whatever I put in my mouth that is whole plant-based food, by the time it gets to my bowel, which is 30 feet, it will be fermenting. And when that food ferments inside my large intestine, it will help to reawaken mummy's bacteria. Did you know that no other bacteria matters? No, your mother's bacteria is the only bacteria. You can go and take a whole bunch of bacterial products, but if you take black gold and daily cleansing tea, and you do these other things I told you, your bowel will be restored in 6 weeks to 3 months. When somebody takes Cipro, which is a very strong antibiotic, okay, all right, their bowel will take 1 to 2 years to come back unless they do something like I just said, because the Cipro is like an atomic bomb and it totally obliterates the good bacteria. Okay.
Wow. You know, I'm understanding so many things just as a result of the small conversation that we're having. So that's what's been going on. That, you know, and what I just said, and I don't know what else you want to hear, but stress has been very high.
I know, but guess what? The stress is high because, you know what? Please just
I'm not
go.
Supported.
No, do the line. Look at, nobody has to support you. Nobody should support you.
What I mean is my body, my entire constitution is too weak to support, like,
No. Guess what? One thing, it's not your fault, but you're French. And guess what? French people are very excitable and very hyper. And it's every culture has its difference. You know, you come down here to Mexico and it's like the word mañana, it means that. Okay? With the French, it's already done, but it might be done wrong because it was done so quick. And the reality is every culture has that. So I need you to become Spanish. So when you go to bed tonight, you're going to say, I'm Spanish. And you're going to calm down your breathing. And you're going to breathe 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Just practice that as much as you can throughout the day. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I've got my Braveheart Nation app coming out. That puppy costs me, when I get it done, $175,000. It's free to the world. And in there, there's also a little timer. And there's a little timer you can set for every 5 minutes. And it'll just do one ding. It'll just go ding, just lovely on your phone, just a nice ding. And it's a reminder that at that given time when the ding goes off, you're going to go, where am I? Am I connected to my breath? Am I doing the lion heart breathing? Do I have a slight smile on my face? Or am I telling the world to F off because they didn't make me laugh or give me what I wanted today?
Yeah.
And no, but that's where you are. You know, you're waiting for the world to still give you what you deserve, and it's not going to. And that's what really pisses you off, and that creates the acidity that is eating away your bones and your teeth. And I just know this, that when I was 12 years old, my father was a born-again Christian pastor. He baptized me again to get the devil out of me because I was always telling him what people were actually thinking and what was going on in their minds, so he thought there was something wrong with me. So understand, just get rid of your expectations for people to follow through as much as you do. Just stop it. Okay? And just love them anyway. Because a person is not actually their personality. And because their personality is just a group of thoughts that were put together depending on who raised them. The 5 most potential people that raised them, that's your personality. Your personality was not handpicked by you unless you were going to go away to brainwash boot camp where you decided that you were every prominent dominant belief that was going to be in your mind was going to be handpicked by you and you were going to focus on that. You could change your whole personality. You could change your whole life. You wouldn't have a tooth decay ever again. You wouldn't have a headache again. You wouldn't be exhausted again. But it all is based on unconditional love and care for yourself. And you know what? Think about all the times you go that I'm not good enough. Think about all the times that you believe that you let yourself down and let other people down. Let me tell you something right now. If people are, once you reach the age of 35, if you're still going into the past, and if you're reliving your traumas, like do you see how you wanted to tell me about your car accident and I didn't really give a shit? Well, because I don't. Because who cares? Because you know what? Everybody else that, what's this? I want to see this. 1 second. Okay. So everybody else, okay. Where was I? What was I saying? Oh, yeah.
About,
everybody, almost the majority of the population would love to hear about your car accident because they want to talk about theirs too. And everybody wants to talk about their drama and how they're a survivor. I almost died, you know. When I was born, they said I almost died. And then I almost died another 100 times and I'm still alive, but I'm limping along. That's all I'm doing. But I'm limping, but at least I survived the war. Give it up.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Dr. Darrell. Then the only reason, and I resonate with that because I stopped saying that story a long time ago, is just because I think because of what I created with my teeth and the gums, the damage, I'm trying to explain and understand and maybe justify how I caused this damage because I'm struggling.
Sweetie.
Because I don't know if it's guilt or, but I'm like.
Got it. You do know it's guilt.
Strong, you know?
1 second, you do know it's guilt. And the reality is guess what? You're your judge and jury. So now you've put yourself in an invisible jail. How does it feel? You are the guard. When do you think you should be freed? You just told me you wanted to be freed.
Right now.
Okay, but you need to get this. Okay, here it is. Mm-hmm. Everyone on this planet, okay, are beautiful spirits that have really crappy beliefs. It is so easy to program a human being. So right now, from now on, you make this a promise, okay? Okay? You make this a promise. That you are never, ever, good working on this. You're not going to judge anybody or anything ever again. You're going to observe it. If you don't like something, don't focus on it. You know, people will even say this, I hate broccoli. I hate cauliflower. I hate my mother-in-law. You know what? Just because things aren't the way you want them, you've been taught to hate them. There is no justice system on this planet. There's only a judgment system, and that's why our parents judged themselves. They judged us. They punished us. And now we punish ourselves, and we'll punish our children. And so goes the family curse until somebody becomes the family blessing and says, I am never going to judge another human being on this planet. I will observe. If I don't want to partake in what they're doing, I will walk away and grant them love and not focus on that anymore. Think about all the relationships, and I see it coming off of you. You were in so many relationships that were kind of abusive, but you put up with it because you believed that you deserved it, and you also believe that you needed love so badly, and you definitely don't know how to. If you don't know how to love yourself, you got to get it from someone else, even if it's contaminated.
Or it's like, how much more can I do to prove that I'm lovable?
I know, but that's the problem is,
right?
If you don't change, and see, the problem is you've never proved to yourself that you are worthy or you are worth loving. Listen to me.
I'm doing that right now.
I love me unconditionally. I fill up my own heart. I don't need Lori to do it, my kids to do it, you to do it. I don't want people thanking me. I want them to thank themselves when they make a breakthrough. Understand something. I don't need you to love me. I don't need the world to love me. And understand this. My job is not to get you to love me. My job is to get you to love yourself. Even if you don't like me when you leave here, you'll be thinking about loving yourself, and you'll be going, it might not sink in tonight, but it'll sink in tomorrow. And that's why I go in and try to help you to crack the coconut from the inside out. You know, people will leave me and they will be pissed off, and they will call me back up and go, you were right. And I go, I wasn't right. I just wanted you to love yourself. Because at the end of this conversation, every time I have a conversation with someone, I said, I didn't say anything to you except love yourself unconditionally. Never judge yourself again. And understand something. There's not one time in your life where you suffered and you were building heaven on earth. You were building heaven in the sky. You were creating hell on earth. So you get that. That is just a bullshit fairy tale. That if you suffer, okay, that's a communist thinking. If we suffer today, we'll have a better tomorrow. No. How about if you screw up? You recognize it and observe it. And if you need to apologize, you do it. But don't go, sorry, sorry, sorry. Don't self-loathe yourself and make yourself into nothing. And then guess what? Say, I apologize. And then if you sit back with it and you observe it and you learn it, why would you burn yourself up? Oh, look at this. Look at the headache I gave me. Oh, look at the cancer that I gave me because I was so upset with myself. Look at how I'm rotting my teeth out. Because understand something, your teeth are bones that are sticking out of your body, and you wouldn't be losing your bones if you weren't acidic, and you wouldn't be acidic if you weren't terrorizing yourself when you're telling me that you've cleaned up your diet pretty much. So the reality is you're still terrorizing yourself for all of the relationships that you supposedly should have saved if you would have been a better woman or a better human. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. You know?
Right.
Let's just mind our own business. Let's unconditionally love ourselves and watch everybody go, you're selfish. And what they're saying is, you were living my life, and I need you to live my life. You can't live your life. You can't go look for your authentic self. You know what? When we came together, okay, I was sucking off of you and you were sucking off of me. Okay, and we all know it. Everybody that got married here, there might be somebody who's pretending to themselves, but there's only one out of probably 1,000 couples that ever came together and they loved themselves first, and then they shine the light on each other. Most people come together and go, I love you. I would die without you. Oh, that's
and it's
so
like that. And it's like that, right?
And then guess
The
what?
interplay.
1-2 years later, they're judging each other to see who's filling up whose tank more. Okay? Then the crap starts to come because nobody learned. Everybody burnt. Nobody grew. They just screwed each other over because guess what? You're responsible for my joy and happiness. And understand, when I do a whole life coach course, I've got people coming there that just came out of school. I got mothers. I've got lumberjacks. I've got accountants. I've got doctors, medical, chiropractors, nurses, you name it. Everybody comes to that course. And guess what? The first day I'm going, okay, everyone, it's our first day. I want everybody to have a slight smile all day long. 40 to 60% of them, 40 to 60% have a F you, Daryl, and it's not go free yourself. And it's, you know what it is? Because right now they're running on their subconscious, and it's like this. Screw you, Daryl. I got nothing to smile about. You don't know how my wife screwed me, how I just lost my business, how, you know, I feel God deserted me. Like, you know what? I've done everything for everybody, and nobody's done anything for me. By the third day, I don't have to say anything. Everybody's walking around with a smile on because they just realized if they do that, they're dumping dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and they're not paying for it. And guess what? It's healing them. It's healing them. You know, you walk around with a slight smile connected to the Lionheart breathing, shoulders back, and not letting anyone ever judge you, but observe things and go, what do I have to learn here? Not why do I have to burn here? Okay? And just know this, there has been generations of parents that loved us the best that they could, but they kicked the crap right out of us. Okay? It was all about the punishment. I don't punish anybody for anything. And let me tell you something. You can say, well, you don't have people do it to you what they do to me. Are you like kidding? A guy like me going into the world, what do you think? What do you think?
You get all that 100x.
Yeah,
Right?
and guess what? Love them anyway. And guess what? It doesn't mean I make love to them. It doesn't mean I hang around with them. It means I give them my love and my light, and I walk away, and I don't walk away with any judgment or negativity or That is where this is where these psycho deletes, okay, that have come together and strategized, have programmed us over 100,000 years. People think it's just happened yesterday. Right. So the reality
Been a long
is
time coming.
just
Long
know
time
that we've
coming.
got generations of programming. And now, are you going to break the curse? Are you going to be the blessing to yourself? And the next time that somebody goes to push your button, your little French anxiety button, you're going to go, it's okay. You know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Just know that I love you, but I'm learning how to love myself. And I'm not doing this anymore. You're allowed to be right. I'm going to be happy, and I'm leaving.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. This is perfect.
And I bet you didn't know that this had to do with gum disease and tooth decay, did you?
To be honest with you, because I've been following your teachings for a while, and I've done a lot, like, an idea, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't know how to trust myself to put myself over. I'm not surprised. I just couldn't connect the dots so I could actually tip over to the other side.
Yeah.
Nothing is surprising me because I've followed you for a long time and I've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oops. I think I lost her.
Oh, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So what you said is exactly what I've done in the last couple of years of saying I've had enough and walking away from things. And as I cleared my life out of the
Okay, well, think about this. Don't wait until you've had enough. And you're not walking away from things. You're walking away to self-love. You're walking away. Hey, you know what? I got to go.
You're walking towards me.
You're walking to self-love and self-care. You're walking to not walking away. I know, but it's really important that you change your words. If you change your words, you change your thoughts.
Okay.
If you change your thoughts, you change your programs. If you change your programs, you change your personality. If you change your personality, you change your reality. There.
Exactly.
Okay.
So where I would like to ask for your help here is everything that you said makes sense. Where I don't know how to stop is continue hurting myself and punishing myself based on the way I only knew how to live.
I understand that. And guess what? Do you want to know what? Do you want to know what the simplest part of that is, love?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Braveheart Love Band. Mirror work. Mirror work. Now, do you have a husband? Do you have a partner?
No.
Do you have children?
Say it again.
No. It's okay. You can do it with yourself. Can you go into the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps in my library?
I just downloaded that yesterday, I think.
Okay. Guess what? If you do the mirror work, okay, the Braveheart Oath mirror work, I'll do the Braveheart Oath at the end. I'll say it to you. And you want to learn the Braveheart Oath my way at the beginning, not because I'm trying to brainwash you. You're joining some cult. But learn it and really practice it and get it deep. Because that Braveheart Oath, that I tweak that over a 12-year period. Now, once you've done that and you've got that down and you feel you've nailed it and that you can look in your eyes and you can actually, every time you say it, you can give yourself and deliver more love and more sincerity to yourself. If you want, change some of the words so you can get in there and start working on it. Now, when you do the Braveheart Oath, watch the words that you have trouble saying and remembering. Because like respect or honor, okay? All right? Or forgive. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen here is you're going to find out what is your chokehold. Because everybody needs to find out what your chokeholds are. Because your chokeholds, okay, are the guilt jail programs that are in your subconscious. They're not in your conscious. So you're going to have to wake up and be alert and go, guess what? I am not an enemy. I am a friend, and I am going to be an observer of how I react and attack myself. And as soon as I see that, I will smile, connect to my breath, and go, that's the old me. 3, 2, 1, that's the old me. 3, 2, 1, I approve myself. 3, 2, 1, I love myself. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town. And when you count backwards with 3, 2, 1, it doesn't allow you to go into your subconscious and run the program. You have to stay in your conscious mind, and now you rewrite a new one. When I first started doing the love band, okay, I only had my granddaughters. Oh no, first it was my daughter's hairband. And I put my hairband around here. I was going through a hairband every 2 to 3 days. I was wearing it out. Because I made a promise that I would snap that band, which is a kiss, which is snapping me back into the present, and that the band is snug as a hug, because I'm hugging myself and loving myself. Do you know how hard it was for me to do that? Okay? And I was snapping that thing 30 times an hour. I would sit if I was in a waiting room, or if I was in the car, or just sitting there, and I would snap the band, because I realized that every time I snap the band, I'm kissing myself, I'm snapping back to the present, and guess what I'm saying? I love me. I love me. I care for me. You know, that didn't make me into a selfish person. If I didn't do that work, I wouldn't be on here doing this for you. I wouldn't be spending all my money, and I mean, I'm spending probably 90% of my money on delivering things that are free to the world. And I wouldn't do that, because guess what? Why would I do that? Piss off. You know, I had to work hard for this money. You go work hard for your money. You know what? But guess what? Those are all our brothers and sisters, no matter what religion, what color, what ethnic group. And guess we're all going back to the same creator, even though we think that we're divided. What a bunch of crap that is. But anyways, that's another story. So the reality is repetition. You repeat it so many times that you're unworthy, that you're putting holes in your bones and your teeth. Now, stop it. You are not unworthy, but somebody said you were. You know what? You keep that up. Nobody's ever going to love you. You wait until daddy gets home. You're going to get it. Okay? Hey, listen, little girl. You know what? You're going to learn the way you're supposed to learn in this class.
It's my house.
Yeah.
I make the rules.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? There is not one person that I dislike on this planet. There's people that have really bad beliefs that I will not go around or associate with. But guess what? You can't. Do not. If you ever catch yourself, I love me. I'm going to take care of me. Because every time that you dislike and you hate something, okay, you walked away with it. And it's still with you. And guess what? That pimple became a tumor.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, guess what? That swelling in your belly became infection in your pelvis, and now you're getting hip replacement. You're getting knee replacement. You're getting low back surgery because you pooped in your pelvis so much because you hung on to all your shit, emotionally and physically. So now you rotted out, and the rot actually ate away the bones of L3, L4, L5, and it made everything into beef jerky in your disc, and they looked like they were thinning out, but they didn't. They only got dehydrated. That's why people shrink as they get older. The more you shrink, is the more you pooped in your pelvis, okay? Because it's the infection that creates inflammation. I can take 1 inch of meat, which is, we're meat, right? Our muscles are meat, like it or lump it. And then I can make it into a 1/4 inch of beef jerky. And that's what everybody's doing. There is no such thing as old age. Oh, I feel old. I feel old. I'm stiff. The stiffness is displaced calcium, and you took your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, and your organs, and you inflamed them with stress and with inflammatory diet and with the inflammation. Inflammation, come on, inflame. If I got a flame, and I've got a burger on the barbecue, and there's a flame here, if I forget the burger, even if it's on low heat, it'll come in and it'll be a piece of beef jerky. So people are their own worst enemy because they don't understand that they're not their true personality, because a true personality is someone who unconditionally loves and cares for themselves, and the world doesn't want to buy into that because it's been generations of poisoning us and saying we're selfish. Well, if you're not selfish enough to start your day loving and caring for yourself, you're going to end it tearing yourself.
So true.
Okay.
Dr. Darrow, how do you define autoimmune disease?
Autoimmune
Because
disease.
you said everybody has at least one or two earlier, and I meant to ask,
Autoimmune
is it
disease.
real?
It is real. But here, let me explain. Autoimmune disease means the body's attacking itself. But that's not true. It's not true.
Exactly.
Every autoimmune disease was started off in the invisible with the mind. Because the subconscious is 90% of your mind, and the subconscious is not, it does not think. It only runs programs like any other computer. The brain is not smart. The brain is just a chemistry laboratory that dumps hormones and chemicals, okay, and also stores prominent dominant beliefs that runs you into the ground, or it gives you the life that you've always deserved. Now, so here's the deal. What was the question? Oh my gosh, I'm spinning out.
Autoimmune.
Okay, autoimmune. Guess what?
And what is the truth of it?
Here's the truth of it. You attack yourself on an emotional level always before you have a physical problem. Okay, I can tell you right now, when I send you the Perfect Day Guide, it's 525 pages. Why don't you look at what your problems are and then check out what the personality of that person is, and you're going to go, holy crap. Because guess what? You can tell me your so-called diseases when there is no diseases.
Exactly.
There's just symptoms of the body saying, why can't you love me? Why do you judge me? Why do you hate certain parts of me? And the parts that are in pain, the parts that are swelling, the parts that are stiff, or the parts that are in trouble. And I gave you the stiffness. I gave you the swelling. I gave you the pain to tell you that cancer's on the way. Okay? Cancer's on the way. Are you going to play with me, love me, or are you going to ignore me?
I get it.
They're messages of love. If we didn't have pain as a GPS, but do you ever notice something? You're going to love this, and I guarantee you're going to see it all over where you live. Pain management clinic. Who in the heck wants their pain managed? I want it mastered.
Don't even start me on that.
No, you want to master it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to teach you. When you read my guide, you're going to go, oh my God, I got this for free from him. And this is the most explosive information I've ever got about my body. And all the way through, guess what it does all the way through? It reminds you to love yourself.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to just circle back a couple of minutes ago what you said, that, you were giving away everything that you have for free.
Not everything. I can't, because I wouldn't have. I didn't say everything because I can't say that.
Okay.
I've got a staff. I've got a staff of 30 people that I've got graphic designers. I got videographers, writers.
What I do want to say is, you are healing people one person at a time.
I'm not.
And
I'm offering information.
Okay, so you're touching my life with this information because I asked for it. And through me, I want to heal.
You will, but you're going to heal. You're going to heal.
Exactly. And what I want to say here is, you are giving me life. You're giving me the keys back to my life.
Yes, I'm doing that. I can do that much.
Exactly. So I can turn around now, and I can only be that healed influence for the rest of the world.
Yes, and guess what? That is what we're all here for. People don't understand.
Exactly.
There's no one coming to save us. The universal creator said one thing. If all the people could come together on the planet and love themselves and each other, then you would never, ever be ruled again or enslaved again. Because our true enslavement is our hatred for ourselves and others. And that's it.
And forgetting that we are love and we are lovable. So let me ask you one more thing. How can I learn to receive and take in and receive love? Because I forgot how to do that.
Well, that's because what happened is that you got involved with too many people that told you that they loved you and they gamed you. But they thought, too, the only way they could get love out of you was to game you, because they were unworthy of love, too.
Yeah.
You don't worry about receiving love right now. You don't worry about anything. You work on receiving love from yourself.
Me.
and that's it. There's no other game in town, and that game usually takes 9 months, and then you'll see the birth of the authentic you if you put your heart into it.
Yeah. Game on.
You know, I'm not trying to be anything, but you need to just pleasure yourself to know what it feels like. And then you'll know what you're looking for in a partner and in friends and from the world.
Exactly.
Find that unconditional love and pleasure for yourself. And guess what? You will only attract people that are already doing it or looking for it. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're going to do self-loathing and you're going to do judging, man, you wait till you see who's going to be in your head and your bed next.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Are we good?
Yeah.
I'll send you the perfect day when we're done here, okay?
Yeah.
All right. What would you like to say to all your fans out there?
I want to thank everybody, and I want you to see me as an example of courage. That when you want it, just go for it. Like, go through that bottleneck or that chokehold. I love that expression, the chokehold, because the chokehold is only there to scare us from the very thing that we want. And I am the example. Literally, like a moment before we came live, I was like, "Are you sure we can't do it like that?" And look at us now. We're free. Free to love ourselves. I'm here, free to love me, so I can love life the way I'm meant to. And I don't have to hate anything or anyone. But at the same time, I don't have to get down, close with. I can love them from the distance. I choose.
And make sure that you get yourself, if you don't have the love band, life bands, get a hair band, get it on right now, and just do this. Remember, I want you to just sit around like this, and that's a kiss. Because guess what? I heard that they're going to make kissing illegal pretty soon on the planet. So at least I'm kidding. But you know what? They're going to do whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you get a bunch of psychos in the room. You get a bunch of psychos in the room, and then get 8 billion people. And I'm not saying all of you, but get the majority of the population that will never ever buy into self-love or self-care. You can get them to do anything.
Exactly. I want to tell you something before we conclude this, because I started making huge changes, and every time I made a big change, it's like a big root was pulled out, I found smaller roots to deal with. And it was just recently, about a week or so ago, where I removed certain people that were, not good.
Okay. You didn't remove any. You didn't go back. You didn't remove them. It was just a week ago, okay, that I went to find other things. I want to find other things in my life that were high vibrational. Absolutely. You don't have to mention that you had to leave. People always go,
yeah.
I lost my father because he died. No, you didn't. You didn't lose him. You didn't lose your father. Your father's spirit left. Okay, your father's spirit left. Everything's got to be a drama. People died. I had to leave them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna reword what I just said, and I'm gonna use what you suggested earlier. Is I removed my focus from a certain connection,
and you went to you changed your focus to something higher vibrational.
Exactly.
To feed your spirit.
I asked for higher connections, and in the last 3 days, I received 2 really fun-sounding and amazing invitations to go out with a couple of new friends.
Beautiful.
That are already just like so much fun and lively and feminine and just fun.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I literally just, the second one happened before I got home today, and that's what I understood. I'm like, look, I removed my focus from there, and all this new life is opening.
Yeah.
And now we're here together, creating even more life and love and just deliciousness.
That's right. No. Delicious blessings, not mess. See how your subconscious. Oh, I thought you said delicious mess.
No.
Okay, all right. Anyways, you know what? You have what it takes. And anybody that's on here sees that. You're authentic, you're real, and you also know that you deserve it. When you believe you don't deserve it, you don't get it. That's why, guess what? There's no need to have poverty on any level on this planet. And people, the majority of the population will always have poverty. Love, poverty with money, poverty with everything. Because it's, like I said, it's very easy to program a human being, okay, that becomes a human doing. And the reality is, I tell everyone, and I mean this, never do anything that the majority does. Make that your mantra. And don't make it with anger. I will never do anything that the majority does, because the majority are suffering so bad.
That's right.
So they always have. And I'm not saying they always will, but there's no change happening since I've been here for 67 years. So the reality is they're going to continue doing it and love them anyway, but mind your own business.
Do you, boo? Right? You do you. And
You
that's
do.
it. Like, I think that's one of the most important things also in conclusion is to do you.
Okay.
Do you.
You go do you. You go do you.
Okay. You go do you too.
Okay. I will.
So good. So good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. And I'm going to send you the guide. Go into the guide. Write your questions down. Give me a call back in a few days. And let's just knock them out of the park.
Yeah, like make history, like I said before we came on.
Yeah.
Love you so much. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
And
okay? Have a beautiful day. Bless you. What a beautiful woman. You see the courage she has? So you can take that anger and turn it into self-love and self-care. And you can take that hope and turn it into courage. And you know what? When you believe in yourself, but you have faith in the unknown, oh, life can become so much better for you. Okay? Just know that we have our hemp sale on right now. And the reason why I did it is people don't understand what hemp C60 is. Our hemp C60 is just as strong as our MCT oil C60, but our hemp C60 will actually heal the endocannabinoid system of the brain, and the MCT won't do it. If you take it, you're going to start to mellow out. No, it doesn't have CBD in it, but our hemp does have the ability to come in and create that beautiful sleep. It helps to create, remember something, our hemp C60 is 270 times stronger than vitamin C. It's the strongest in neutralizing free radicals, okay? And guess what? Does anybody know this? Go do your research on PubMed, and you'll find out that hemp C60 pulls the graphene out from vaccine. I didn't make that up. So go check that out. And in my new book, The Perfect Day Guide, that is just up for pre-sale right now, and it'll be on the shelf in 3 weeks, but it's up for pre-sale. If you want to get it, it will have in there what a real detox is, a vaccine detox. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of other things in there. There's so much in there that learn to become your own practitioner. Learn to become your own hero. Okay, don't go to somebody that says, I'll keep an eye on that for you. Or, you know what, there's nothing we can do for you. Okay, these are all just limited beliefs. And you know what, everybody's programmed. Okay, I'm programmed to a degree. There's no way I'm not. You can't be not programmed on this planet. Except the reality is this. The things that I learned, most of them, didn't come from university. You know, I have 2 doctors, but who cares about those? It's whether the information is 1 and 1 is 2. It's whether it's truthful. It's whether it's authentic. And does it empower someone? Like when you go to a practitioner, do they give you a money back guarantee on their therapy? Do they give you a money back guarantee on their courses, trainings? Do they actually say, look, it's important to treat you, but we need to train you to do what I'm doing so that you can go out and do that for your family and be the hero that you've always wanted to be? God bless and thanks for joining me. 3, 2, 1. You got this, Bravehearts, wherever you are.